I'm Detective Derick, and this is the strangest murder case I've ever solved. I thought this would be an open and shut case. When I arrived at the mansion, the victim, Richard Holloway, was already dead. 72 years old, wealthy businessman, found in his study with a gunshot wound to the chest. The moment I walked in, I could feel the tension. His family was gathered in the living room. His oldest son, Michael, looked furious. His younger daughter, Claire, couldn't stop crying. His wife, Sandra, seemed oddly calm. And then there was Ethan, Richard's estranged grandson, who hadn't spoken to him in nearly 10 years. Everyone had a motive. Richard was known for controlling people with money. According to the family, he had spent decades manipulating them, threatening to cut them out of his will whenever they disagreed with him. The night he died, everyone had been at a family dinner, and everyone had an argument with him. Perfect. Too perfect. As I dug deeper, things got messier. Michael had gambling debts. Claire desperately needed money. Sandra had recently discovered Richard was having an affair. Ethan had publicly threatened Richard months earlier. Every clue pointed somewhere different. Then I found something interesting. Richard had changed his will the day before he died. The new beneficiary? Not his wife, not his children, not even Ethan. It was his housekeeper, Maria. Suddenly, everyone had a new suspect. The family practically celebrated when I revealed it. "See," Michael said, "she manipulated him." Sandra nodded. Claire agreed. For a moment, even I thought they were right. But something bothered me. Maria seemed genuinely devastated, not scared, not nervous, heartbroken. People can fake a lot of emotions. That one is hard to fake. So I kept digging. Then I discovered the twist. The gun wasn't the murder weapon, at least not technically. Richard had already been dead before he was shot. The autopsy revealed he'd suffered a fatal allergic reaction nearly an hour earlier. Someone had intentionally served him food containing peanuts. The gunshot had been staged afterward to hide the real cause of death. That changed everything, because only one person had prepared Richard's dessert: Claire. When I confronted her, she broke down instantly, but not for the reason I expected. "I didn't mean to kill him," she sobbed. She admitted she had put peanuts in his dessert. She wanted him hospitalized. She wanted to scare him. After years of emotional abuse, she wanted him to finally feel powerless. But she never expected the reaction to be fatal. Case closed, right? Wrong. Because Claire still wasn't the killer. The timeline didn't work. Richard was already dead before he ate the dessert. That's when I uncovered the final piece. Months before his death, Richard had secretly been taking medication prescribed to someone else, his affair partner. The medication interacted dangerously with a heart condition he was hiding from everyone. On the night he died, the combination triggered cardiac arrest. Natural causes. No murder, no poisoning, no conspiracy. Richard died because of his own secrets. The staged gunshot? Michael. The peanuts? Claire. The affair? Sandra already knew. Every family member thought someone else had killed him and tried to cover their own tracks. By the end of the investigation, nobody had committed murder. Yet somehow, everyone had participated in what they believed was a murder. As I watched the family fall apart in the interrogation room, I realized something. Richard spent his entire life manipulating the people around him, and even after his death, he was still tearing them apart. I'm Detective Derick, and that's the only case I've ever worked where the victim was responsible for his own murder mystery.